Guys, my WWE SmackDown review, so let's get started with the show. So, Tiffany starts the show, just talks about trying to get the title, then Nia and Lash interrupt, then Rhea and Io interrupt them. Then we get Rhea and Io versus Lash and Nia. The match ends in DQ. Then you get Io spearing Nia through the table, and then Lash spears Rhea through the barricade. You're getting big chants from the crowd. I'm like, that does not deserve big chants at all. It's not that impressive at all compared to other stuff. To get a chant like that, this is not that. They should not be getting a chant like that for that when other people have to work harder to get that chant. Absolutely crap. Boring starts so far. Then we get Cody backstage. That was alright. Then Melo's backstage with Matt Cardona, Apollo Crews, and Miz about the US title being closed, which annoys me because that's my favourite part of the show. I'll get to that. Then Alistair has like a vignette backstage. So then this is probably the most frustrating thing about this whole show. So Melo pretty much comes out and we think the US title's closed and like it's not going to happen. Then he says he's going to qualify for the Chamber next week. But then he calls out Ilya. So I'm like, we are going to get a US title match. Then Solo interrupts. And then it's like Melo and Ilya want a tag match for the titles. But then MFT's attack, so we're not getting that match. Then Matt, Apollo, and Shinsuke come out, and then now we're getting a fatal fight. It's like there's no structure. It's like, what are we gonna get? That match? No, we'll get that. No, we'll get that. No, we'll get that one. Absolute trash. Like, and somehow they picked the worst one. A meaningless, absolutely nothing on the line. Fatal 5-way. That makes no sense. Also, what else annoys me is Tama Tonga got the win, which means not next week because Melo will have the qualifying match. The week after, I'm pretty sure we already know who's going to challenge him now. It's going to be Tama Tonga. So that probably pissed that was the worst part of the show by far. There's nothing else that comes close. And that's the best thing I look forward to. Absolutely trash. The match, I don't care. It was alright anyways. But one thing to take about that, push Shinsuke. I always say that, just push Shinsuke. That's what you need to do. Then this was probably lift me up a bit, but I'm still annoyed at that other thing. Nick Aldis is backstage with R-Truth, Priest, and Priest versus Melo versus Trick is the qualifying match. Then Kit Wilson interrupts. Then Priest and Nick are dying of laughter by R-Truth. He's breaking them by far. R-Truth's hilarious. That lifted it up a bit. Then we get Alexa versus Julia versus Selena. Very botchy match. Alexa wins. I'd give this like a 1.5 out of like 5 star. It was absolutely so botchy. It ruined the match. I think Julia was the big standout, but the match was still pretty bad. But also, just like I said, Shinsuke, push Julia because she can go in the ring. I think we need to get Julia versus Io versus Tiffany at WrestleMania this year. That would be so good. Then I was talking about that. Then speaking of it, we get Tiffany and Jordan backstage about who's going to want to get the championship match, and they want to face each other. Then Chelsea Green's back with a boot on her. It was really good. That lifted me up a bit. But yeah, Ray Phoenix backstage with Sammy. Then we get Trick versus Ray Phoenix. It's an average match. Trick wins. Then it's Rhea and Io backstage, and Julia's just getting angry because she lost. They make fun of her. Then we get a Jacob Fatu vignette, which leads, obviously, we're talking about the main event. Then Jordan and Jade have a match. Before the match starts, Liv interrupts. So they celebrate Valentine's Day with Dom. And it was an okay match. Jade wins. Obviously, she was going to retain. I did not expect Jordan, but it would have been fun. A shocker. But yeah, Jade wins. And Johnny Gargano's, again, sad backstage like last week. And Solo's there. He finds like a poster of him of the Whites, make fun of him. And we get an Obafemi vignette. Then Obafemi was going to sign potentially with SmackDown. Kit Wilson interrupts. And then he wrote a poem about Oban. I think that's going to lead to another match again next week. Then Charlotte versus Nia versus Kiana James qualifying match for next week. The women's qualifying matches are so obvious of who's going to win. Alexa was obviously going to win. Charlotte's going to win for sure. And we already know who the other qualifying match is. Carmelo, Damian, and Trick, which I think Carmelo will get that. Carmelo or Trick, but I think Carmelo. And we get Drew backstage talking about the main event and the Chamber. Sammy confronts him and Drew pretty much says he wants him to win. Then we go to the main event, Sammy versus Jacob versus Cody. Definitely match of the night, not even close. I give it like a 4. It was a really good match. And of course, Drew almost cost Cody, But then Cody kicked out, and then Sammy got in the way, and then Cody took advantage. Cody wins. I'm not personally good with that because Cody just keeps winning every single time. I love Cody, but like Jacob or Sammy was right there. I don't think Cody should have won, but overall, this show, I'd probably give it like a 5. It was just bang average, maybe even just below, because there was one member in the talking point that just annoyed me. So let me know what you think. Peace.